Yo, no intro, no ads, definitely no Toei Animation sponsorships. All the Akira Toriyama tributes are rolling out. Everyone, from casual fans to content creators to fellow animators to news stations across the world, showing their appreciation for the icon, the legend, the man responsible for the literal upbringing of millions of childhoods and their inspiration to achieve things once seemed impossible. Well, most of everyone. I usually stick to topics revolving around the gaming industry, and people familiar with who I am know that I give unique takes on things. But just like many other millennials who are aware of who Toriyama is and grew up watching his anime back in the early 2000s, I also have a connection to his work, and like many of you, is my first experience of this genre. So fasten your seatbelts, kids. Boomer Luda's gonna tell you a story about a time back in the day before your ass was even born. Good old Toonami on Cartoon Network. The Toonami where you had to wait for that shit and watch it on TV after school. Not this online on-demand version we got now. I'm not gonna be talking about Sailor Moon. I'm not talking about Yu Yu Hakusho or Rurouni Kenshin or any of those Gundam iterations they had. No. During that era is when Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z blew the fuck up. And Dragon Ball is highly underrated if you ask me. You really should watch that before anything DBZ. These two shows were the building blocks that made millions of kids forever fans of anime, who would go on to buy all the games that came out, buy all the DVD movies, and later down the line were the first people to sit in a movie theater to watch Battle of Gods on the first time slot they could get. I'm speaking as one of those fans as a kid that sat in front of a TV screen every time Dragon Ball Z came on. Happy as hell when the next episode was about to start. From beginning of the Saiyan saga all the way to the end of the Cell saga. Here's my issue, and this is where the controversy comes in. Everybody wants to sweep this shit under the rug. This portion of the video is for those of you who are old enough to remember. The Majin Buu Saga. You already know where I'm going with this, but I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna make you relive this traumatic moment. Hell, I might even trigger some of y'all bringing up this repressed memory. I'm gonna flash forward to what we thought was the very last episode of Dragon Ball Z ever. Damn, I got a good ass memory. It was called Final Atonement, the episode where Vegeta sacrifices himself to defeat Majin Buu. Oh, Vegeta was so noble. For the first time ever. By the end of that same episode, we find out that the show didn't waste no time telling us that sacrifice didn't mean shit. So the very next scheduled time for Dragon Ball Z, we're fucking glued to the TV. We had all our snacks and shit. Fucking Lunchables, cinnamon frosted Pop-Tarts, your toaster strudel or whatever the fuck, your Squeeze-Its. So the show comes on and we're sitting there trying to figure out why in the hell are we staring at Raditz again? Wait, what? What's going on here? You take a look at your clock and making sure this is the usual scheduled time, right? No, this is a mistake. I know what it is. The TV station showed this one by accident. The new episode should be coming on after this. I'm sure of it. I'm positive. Then the days go by. And then the weeks go by. Then the shit finally sets in. And for a lot of these kids, like myself at the time, got their first taste of what a true fucking cliffhanger is. God damn it, Toriyama. And what did we do? Well, we had no choice. We had no choice but to watch those old sagas over and over again. It was like you were watching Dragon Ball Z reruns forever. It felt like you were going through this cycle for years to the point where you almost got tired of Dragon Ball Z. And then one day, while you're watching Cartoon Network as usual, out of the fucking blue, you hear this music and you see this specific commercial.
Let the fun begin, Cockatoo!
This can't be happening.
I don't remember seeing this.
Ready?
Yes!
What?
Stay with it.
How about I take it up to the next
What the
level?
fuck?
I think our friends in need of a haircut.
Show me what you got.
What? You know, in hindsight, as an adult, we now know what the deal was. I'm not gonna give you a whole documentary of that situation here, but you have to understand that Us here in the United States, we didn't know what the hell was going on during that time. Up until Final Atonement, the show had been pretty damn consistent with continuing its story on a regular basis. But alas, we had new Dragon Ball Z episodes to watch. And then we watch them, and it seems like everything is way out of character of what we've been seeing from the show. There's a reason why the Buu Saga is the least popular saga in all of Dragon Ball Z. Now, you may run across quite a few videos online discussing how this saga is somewhat underrated, but the general consensus among the fan base is that this saga was ass. It's widely known now that Toriyama didn't feel like Gohan was ready to carry the torch from Goku. Well, you started the whole damn Majin Buu arc with Gohan, you should have finished it with him. Yes, I'm one of those fans who had a problem with how dirty Toriyama did Gohan after the Cell Saga. Anybody who had a strong connection to the very first time Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan 2, anyone who felt the show was at its highest peak during that Cell fight, were bothered by this whether they want to admit to it or not. One of the most popular, disrespected characters in Dragon Ball Z, shoved to the side just to go back to a character that would eventually devolve further into a bumbling clown. This is what Toriyama chose to do after that long ass fucking hiatus? Decades later, he still couldn't pull the trigger when it came to Future Trunks and Dragon Ball Super. Didn't matter what type of shenanigans happened during that Future Trunks arc. All that back and forth time traveling shit, the containment wave, none of that. Toriyama needed to end that arc with Future Trunks defeating Fuse Zamasu. Not that cop-out Grand Zeno bullshit. But Dragon Ball Super is a whole other discussion on its own. Now, this isn't a video made to bash on Akira Toriyama. There's a plethora of content online praising everything that this man has done and the impact he's had. However, absolutely none of them mention his mistakes and the bad decisions he's made with the series that a lot of people still have a problem with to this day. With that being said, if you weren't triggered by this video, if you weren't pissed off by the statements made in this video, do me a favor, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, this is Luke from the Hue. Until next time.